Oh, okay, cool. I forgot I had to pop over to Discord. Cool. Alright, I'm live. I don't even know if anyone's here. I have to look on my phone. But, welcome, folks. If anyone is out there. Cool. Oh my god, Octomammoth, thank you for subscribing to me on YouTube.
Hey, of course.
Cool. There we go. 2 watching already. Cool, let me mute this. Wow. Okay, I can see the chat now. We're here. It's fine. Hello. Wow, you made it. Thanks for popping in. Cool. So, I believe Sarah's also in the chat, lurking. Sorry to call you out. But yeah. Cool. So, okay. I need to, like, get my head in the game. We are here to fucking go over the whole EP, the whole Bree Earn the Power of Self-Respect EP, track by track, and just kind of break down, like, the music process, music writing process, and lyric stuff, and, like, mixing stuff. I have with me my friend Octomammoth, who I collaborated with on 2 of the tracks, and my other friend Mike, who did like all the mixing and stuff like that. So we're here and we're gonna do the thing. Cool. So thanks for hanging out, y'all. But yeah, okay. So I guess for the first part I'm just gonna do a lot of talking myself, cause like yeah, I don't have Lucy here or anything. The first track is a collaboration with my friends Lucy Broom and Sarah Raywitch. Lucy Broom, Sarah Raywitch. So, this was the first thing that I wrote for the EP. I wrote like the intro on its own before even having a concept of like writing an EP or a collective body of work. I wrote it on ukulele, like the intro, and the way I was playing it, I thought it would sound better on like, you know, keys or piano or whatever. And, you know, I got like a video of me doing it and posted it to like Reels and TikTok and all that shit. And I'm pretty sure it was on Instagram Reels where Sarah Raywitch saw it. And, you know, I said in the caption, like, I think this would sound better on keys, but, like, whatever, this is how I play it, new song, or new part, or whatever. And, new song idea, basically. And Sarah saw it, Sarah Raywitch, and she was like, I can play that for you, and I was like, oh my god, that would be awesome, because we'd never, like, we'd known each other in the scene for a while, but just never collaborated, so I was like, let's do it. And, yeah, she played it pretty much exactly how I envisioned it, and I actually used, like, the first voice memo that she sent me, because, I don't know, partially just because of, like, impulsivity, I was like, okay, I have this voice memo, I'm just gonna write more and, like, record it all, because I have this intro that I really like, and, yeah, so that was basically how that song got started, was that intro, and then, like, I had the idea to kind of, not speed it up exactly, but, I don't know, I wrote this whole other, like, 2 whole other sections, like, and, basically, I could hear, like, or I felt like, you know, because I was just writing on ukulele, so I felt like I could hear a lot of, like, other stuff going on, but I wasn't sure what. So I texted my friend Lucy Broom, because she is one of the most talented musicians I know, like, in this area, if not, like, the most talented musician I know in this area. Have words for how good Lucy is, but anyway, she's in a million different projects. She's doing stuff all the time. She's great. Yeah, I just asked her for feedback because, you know, I trust her opinion, like, as a musician. And she was like, oh, well, during that middle part, I can hear a whole ass, like, band going on. Like, drums and, like, guitar and, like, bass and all that. And if you want, I can just record it all for you. And I was like, oh, that would be fucking sick. Like, if you want to do that, sure. I wasn't even, you know, I wasn't even trying to ask for that, but, like, I thought it was awesome. So yeah, it basically worked out from there. I think I had to, like, I literally, she came up with, like, a first draft, and the guitar was a little bit different at first, but, I basically sent her, like, a video of me playing, like, that part of the song and kind of singing the melody that I was picturing for the guitar in my head. And she played it perfectly. Like, she fucking nailed the shit. It was great. But yeah. And, fuck. I don't know, man. Lyric-wise, I talked about it a little bit on TikTok, like, recently, but it was just kind of written at a point when I was, like, I was switching from Adderall immediate release to Adderall XR and kind of figuring out which XR dose was the right dose for me, because the way they work is, like, you know, obviously different. So, yeah, ADHD stuff, executive dysfunction stuff, like, it was written during a point when I was on a dose of meds that was, like, too low, basically, and just not doing enough, and I was kind of starting to doubt that I would, like, I don't know, I guess, like, be able to find a dose that was, like, right for me for some reason. I don't know, I got a little dramatic, but, like, that's how it works, I guess. Yeah, so, like, yeah, it's just about, like, struggling with typical ADHD shit, and, like, yeah, I don't really know. I feel like it's pretty... I got a TikTok comment about it, because I shared, like, you know, the part where Lucy's, like, playing drums and guitar and stuff, and it's, like, a whole band thing. I shared that clip on TikTok, and someone, because of the lyrics, called me a manic pixie dream girl. And I was like, I mean, are you wrong? I don't know. But I thought it was funny. Yeah. It wasn't even in, like, a hating kind of way, which was the best part. It was, like, non-derogatory. It was just like, oh yeah, it literally said, oh hi fellow manic pixie dream girl. So, like,
That was a real recognized real thing.
yeah, no, exactly. I didn't really take offense to it. It was fine. But yeah, so that's basically how that song came to be. I don't know. I know that was, because I always intended for it to be the opening track, but I know it wasn't, like, the first track that you mixed, Mike. So, like, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts as far as this song goes?
Yeah. Do I have any thoughts? First of all, like, all the additional tracks that were, like, remotely recorded, they were, like, really well recorded. They sounded awesome. And,
yeah, that's Lucy.
Yeah, and I really love, like, obviously mixing full band stuff, and that's, like, where, you know, my skills are tailored towards. So it was really fun making, kind of, like, taking the journey that the arrangement of the song takes you on and making that, like, big part, like, really the big part. And yeah, it was super fun.
That's awesome. Thank you. I guess I was gonna ask if you have any thoughts, Octo, but you're on the next song, so we could just move on to the next song.
Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah.
I too think it's a really good song, but that I had nothing to do with the making
I
of it.
was
So.
like, yeah, so that's fine. Yeah. Track 2. Did I even... God. I don't even remember if I said the title of the first song. First song is called My True Self, parentheses, stupid, a mess, etc., end parentheses. Track 2 is called Fool Me Once, and Octomammoth features on it. So, I'm trying to remember... I wrote this song and, fucking... the title track very close together, and I wrote them both by kind of just like writing a lot of lyrics and then deleting some and kind of like stitching some together to figure, so like the exact like making of Fool Me Once isn't... I don't have the early parts of it, like, in my memory very well. But I do remember, like, once it was close to done, and I got the idea to, like, do the call and response turned into a harmony, like, vocal thing at the end. That was kind of how it started. Because most of the song was just, like, single vocal. I don't know, just one lead vocal, and then the second vocal came in at the end originally. And then I wrote the second vocal at the end, and I was like, that sounds really good and more emotive, and I kind of want to have the rest of it be more emotive as well, so I'm just gonna write a fuck ton of harmonies and see what sticks, and that's basically what I did, and yeah, it was fun. I'd never really, like, written that many harmonies for one song. Well, I guess for Little Tiny Knife, kind of. But, like, for one of my own songs, I'd never just, like, done that before, so it was fun. And then I think... I don't even remember which one I finished first, because Octo, I think I sent you BEtPoSR first.
You did send me BEtPoSR first. I think it was a very quick, like, between the two. You might have sent them both in, like, the same day or one day and the next day or something like that. It was very close.
That's true. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I sent you BEtPoSR first, and then, like, I was like, I have this other song, but there's a lot going on, like, vocally and, like, melodically, and I don't really know. I feel like I could put more over the top of it, but I'm not sure. And initially, you were like, yeah. And then, I got the idea for you to just do, like, root notes on, like, with, like, a glockenspiel type sound.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. And then the fucking, melody, like, during the instrumental part in the middle. And, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that one came together pretty easily. I don't know.
Definitely, yeah. That was... Yeah. It's nice, especially because, like, I don't know, for me it's kind of difficult to know when I'm doing enough versus doing too much. So, like, kind of having... You already having that, like, kind of crystal clear vision for the track made it so easy to just, like, oh, okay, I just have to do this and I'm done. Sick. Perfect.
That's awesome. Yeah. It was also very interesting to figure out how to play it live with you on tour. That was very fun. Yeah.
Like, that was, like, a bit of a challenge for sure, but, like, I think the end result was really cool. We ended up doing that because we did it for the Unplugged show we were practicing at Southside Park, and it was just like... so the keyboard didn't really work out, so we ended up using a melodica instead. And, like,
there was a
being
whole trial...
monophonic...
Yeah, there was a whole trial and error process, I remember.
Definitely. Yeah, and, like, the sort of additive, like, the imposed challenge of, like, now it's something that's more or less monophonic, I can only play one note at a time, I think really helps for us to, like, narrow in, or focus in on what we wanted out of it, so that was really cool, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. How did you feel about that track, like, in terms of I don't know, mixing or otherwise. Like, it's not really limited to one thing, you know. We can talk about whatever. I'm chilling.
Yeah, for sure. I think this was the first track that I have ever mixed that had a glockenspiel on it. And, you know, I've heard it in a bunch of music, like Jeff Rosenstock, a bunch
That
of
was
songs have that in it.
literally, I
Clearly the
heard it.
vibe.
I heard it in the first song on his new record, and I was like, I want
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, and you know, like I'm a super like I'm obsessed about like how people capture sound and like how like what mics they're using and stuff. But like when
Yeah.
you're going like purely digital,
Yeah.
it was like really challenging
Oh,
to
wow.
make it clear and like present
Yeah.
without, because like it's like such a, there's like so much harmonic information in it,
Yeah.
like you hit it once and it just rings out and like, you know, all over the, and has like an extreme resonance in one part.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I hype the resonance? How do I like tame that? How do I make sure that the attack is still there, because that's a huge part of it. So it was
Bro, that's
like,
crazy. I had no idea.
yeah, no, I mean, it was super fun. I was having a great
Yeah.
time figuring it out because,
Yeah,
you know,
that's cool.
new thing.
Yeah.
And then the solo portion, like reminded me of like, hopefully this is taken in a good way. Like like some like Steven Universe song like riffs, and I
Ah!
was like,
I
this
love
is really
that.
cool. This sounds really cool. So I was like trying to like put it in the mix the way that it is, and like a lot of like the actual Rebecca Sugar tracks that actually have that
Oh
like
my
kind of synth
god, that's so
run over
cool.
it.
Yeah,
So yeah, this was really fun to mix.
that's so awesome. I've never like sat down and watched that show, but my partner fucking loves that show and has
Yeah, I
shown me a
love that
lot
show.
of they've shown me a lot of clips from it, and it does seem like a really good show. I've just never like sat down and watched it because at the time that it was like airing on TV, a lot of people that kind of annoyed me watched it, and I was like, I'm not gonna watch that because I was kind of young. But
I totally get it.
There was a lot of capital D discourse about that cartoon back in the day. That was what kept me from watching it too.
Yeah.
I only just started it myself.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I have a lot of respect for that. Not only that show, but like the musical aspect of that show. So that's a huge compliment. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so up next is, I feel like we're getting through this so quickly, and it's like blowing my mind. Up next is the title track, which is Brie Earned the Power of Self-Respect, which is kind of the moment that I knew I had like a proper release. I hadn't even written the closing track yet, and I was like, I have something. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. But yeah, once again, the initial making of it is kind of mixed in with the initial making of Fool Me Once, because, you know, like I said, I was kind of just writing a lot of lyrics and kind of deleting some and moving some around to see, like, what worked. And, once I got this song going, I don't know, I just went for, like, I went for what I perceived as, like, typical folk punk shit, and then, like, kind of just thought of the title because of what I said in the lyrics, like, literally, and also because, like, I just really like Scott Pilgrim, because I was, like, 12 when it came out, and I remember going to see it with my fucking older sister and brother-in-law, and it was just, like, and then I fucking bonded over it with my first partner in middle school, and it was just, like, a whole, like, it had a huge impact on my life, genuinely, so, like, I just wanted to have that Scott Pilgrim reference in terms of, like, talking about my self-growth, because I thought that was cool. So, and then, like, I brought it to Octomammoth. I'm pretty sure, like I said, it was the first song that I brought to them, and, but I think because of the title, you were like, let's make it chiptune. And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. And that turned out fucking beautiful. Like, I feel like you just... Because I knew I wanted more over it, I just didn't know what, and I feel like you perfectly, like... I mean, there was a bit of a back and forth, I suppose, about, like... I don't know, because I think initially you sent me a recording and you were like, I'm just kind of trying to see what sticks, I'll send you, like, a better draft later, or whatever. Yeah. And I think I gave you feedback about, like... I don't even remember what, honestly. But I remember there was, like, brief back and forth about that song. But, like, I fucking love how it turned out, and I feel like you really beautifully completed the track, and I'm very grateful to you for it. So, yeah.
Thank you, yeah. It was kind of perfect timing. I'd been, like, very, very, like, casually kind of figuring out, like, you're looking into doing, not... Many purists would argue that it is not chiptune and that I'm not using actual Game Boys and stuff to make it. Right. But I found this this plugin, I think on itch.io, which is basically Bandcamp for indie games.
No, I've heard of that.
Yeah, and they was like, it was a Game Boy music like VST, and I was like, oh, okay, let's try this out. And then it actually had the added bonus of, like, it's monophonic. You can only use, like, one channel at a time. So, like, I couldn't, play it like a piano. I had to just, one note. And I wanted to keep it, like, to, 3 or 4 at a time with friends and everything. So it was a cool invitation to work with, for sure.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah. I believe this was the first track I sent you, Mike, because I knew I wanted it to be the single. And I was like, I did all this, and now shit fell through, and I need help, and I saw your thing in the DIY Discord. So I was like, hey, please. And you were willing to help me, which I was very grateful for. But yeah, so... I don't know, how... I guess I'm curious as to, like, how this song was as, like, a first impression of me, because lyrically, it's very, like... literally about shit that I was, like, telling you about before we went live. Like, fucking generational, like, trauma weirdness and just, like, weird shit that I'm dealing with in my life right now. So I'm very curious how you interpreted it as, like, a first impression of me. If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. I thought the, like, chiptune vibe was, like, really cool. I like, briefly had, like, a like, post-hardcore chiptune project with one of my friends where he just, like, went crazy on the LSDJ. He was like, I don't want it to sound happy. I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
So we wrote, like, really fast, crazy stuff, and which, as a result of that, I'm, like, super interested to see what that, like, LSDJ plugin or emulator thing that you actually used for this was. But as far as a first impression, I think the first thing I thought was, why is BEtPoSR capitalized like this?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know the full title, and I was like, okay, BEtPoSR is really funny, so let's go.
And, let's go.
Actually, after, like, the first, like, preliminary mix, I sent it to one of my friends, and he was like, wow, this is, like, really earnest and good. Like, I really like this. And I was like, thank you. That's what I was thinking. So
that warms my heart, dude. Oh my God. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This was also I kind of, like, ran with like, messing around with the timing, which I know, like, wasn't exactly perfect, but when I was hearing, like, what you were playing and the, like, actual synth playing, I was like, wow, it'd sound really good if these were, like, perfectly on the dot, like, together, because, like, that's what I do in, like, all the other music that I mix.
Yeah.
And I may have missed, like, some things, but like, after all of the changes, I was like, yes, all of these notes are, like, playing so consonant together. So I was briefly happy, and then I was like, wow, I really changed that a bit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, that was like, yeah, that was interesting to me because I didn't know that that was like a thing. I'm just very like, I don't have a lot of technical, like, that is not where my information is. My bandmate from Blooming Heads, Josiah, probably knows a lot more about it than I do because, like, all the Blooming Heads recordings have been done in Josiah's apartment. Like, for our single that's like on Spotify and everything, we had, incidentally, Lucy Broom. She was the one who mixed it or mastered it or whatever. I don't even know which one is the technically correct term, but like she did the stuff and it sounds beautiful. But anyway, with the Blooming Heads stuff, we have that song that Lucy, you know, helped us do on Spotify, but we also have an EP that is only on Bandcamp that is entirely like recorded and mixed and all like mastered, I think, by Josiah, who like also played everything. Like it was 3 tracks and they fucking, you know, played guitar because that's the main thing they do in the band, and they also like recorded bass and like I think, yeah, in that demo there's even like keys and shit, and I'm not sure if those, I don't know. At that time we were still kind of figuring out our sound, which is why we never like put it up on Spotify. But Josiah did like all the work there. I just like, I mean, I sang on it and it was cool and it was work, but Josiah like made it happen and it was cool. But yeah, so I've never, they have a lot more knowledge on that stuff than I do, and it's always interesting to like hear about, I guess, is my point.
yeah, for sure. And after this track, because like, you know, there were a couple changes, like timing wise. After this track, I was like, okay, I'm gonna let the rest of them breathe, so
Yeah.
that there's like uh that contrast. So this one is like really hits you.
Yeah. I kind of love that too. I feel like it was meant for that sort of like with the placement on the EP, if that makes like the track list.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Thank you. um wow. I can't believe how fast we're getting through this. It's also a short EP, but yeah, so up next is the closing track, which is called 1 Year Later / Born Again. And, it was another case of me, like, writing a fuck ton of shit. Like, a lot of this EP was me just, like, brainstorming lyrics. Because I'm a vocalist first and foremost. Like, I've been asked what my main instrument is, and my honest answer is always vocals. Because, like, that's just how that is, like, the reference point from which I do everything, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, basically, like, it was just me brainstorming lyrics once again, and I kind of wrote a lot, and I remember deleting some. Um, it took me a while, it's kind of funny actually, because it took me a while to figure out exactly, like, the point of what I was saying. Because at first I felt like in these lyrics I was just sort of complaining a lot. And, like, and then, you know, I don't even remember which section it started with, because I was just like, you know, but, like, once I had the structure more fleshed out, and I realized I wanted it to start with a reference to Pacing, the band artist, you know. I wanted it to start with a reference to Pacing and end with a reference to Pacing. Her song Aliens, because it's kind of convoluted to explain. But basically, there was... I was talking to you guys about this before the stream started, too. There was a weird point in my life about year and a half ago, or a little less, where my life was really weird, and I was sleeping on my bandmate Josiah's couch, because my life was really weird. And during that point in time, I, I'm pretty sure it had come out, like, recently. Like, her song Aliens had come out, and it just really, like... I don't know how to explain it, because I know neither of y'all have probably heard the song, but, like... the chorus is literally just, like... things are getting kind of weird over here, things are getting kind of weird, they won't go away. So it's, like, very, like... but it's kind of spacey, I suppose, in terms of sound. Like, it's very atmospheric. She kind of excels at that, in my opinion. But, yeah, so, like... I don't know. Basically, I realized that... like, while I was writing these lyrics, I realized that, because, you know, I'm friends with Pacing on social media, and she posted that it had been a year since Aliens had come out. And I was also very cognizant of the fact that it had been a year since I was, like, you know, on Josiah's couch. And I remember just being like, wow, that song kind of got me through a really weird point in time. And also, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Basically, I was kind of trying to, like, be clever in the way I referenced it, because, basically, and it was kind of, I don't know, I was trying to, like, in the opening line, or opening 2 lines, I guess, what do I say, even? It's like she said the last 2 times, things are getting kind of weird. So she says in the chorus of Aliens, things are getting kind of weird. And she also says in the opening line of another song of hers, Air Freshener Vampires, this is getting kind of weird. So I was kind of trying to reference the fact that I was at shows at the same time in my personal life, while also, like, making it a metaphor for the fact... oh no, did I cut out again? I just saw the stream.
Just briefly.
Okay.
Yeah, just for a sec.
Basically, I was trying to, like, not only reference what was happening in my own life, but also, like, be clever about the fact that she had kind of used that lyric twice, and the fact that, like, I don't know. Yeah, I just picked up on that, and I was like, haha, that's funny, I'm gonna reference that. So, yeah, once I realized that I wanted it to start and end with, well, I wanted it to start with things are getting kind of weird, and I wanted it to end with, everything's gonna be okay someday, which is another lyric in Aliens, because I felt like, at least, like, to me personally, that line felt like, I don't even know how to explain it, not like the point, but, like, kind of the point, I guess, like, hey, things are weird and uncomfortable, but they'll be okay eventually, basically. And that was kind of what I was trying to go for, too, more or less. And that was another, collaboration with Lucy, so she did, like, acoustic guitar and kind of drums on, like, her acoustic guitar, and she also used, like, I think she also played bass, and she also used tongue drums, the tiny, like, percussion
Oh, yeah.
thingy, yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's my spiel about that track. That was the last one I sent you, right? Because it was the last one I got parts from Lucy for. Like, the last one I got parts from anyone for.
Yeah, and I slotted it into the other one that they featured on. And the bass tone was way too aggressive.
Yeah.
For the song, and I sent like a preliminary like this is what it sounds like put into that project thing, and yeah, I did not understand the assignment for a moment, but once I did, it really came together. All the parts were like so pretty, and the like high like pseudo like bells or Glock synth or whatever it ends up being.
That was the tongue drums.
Okay.
Yeah.
The super high like tongue drums that was like a pretty like ethereal melody over that, and like definitely felt like it was like establishing like a feeling of like a time in life.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I think it super painted the picture that it seemed like you were trying to paint with that song. And
thank you.
So I was like, okay, I need to make this like sound super wide and like swallow your head whole. And so it was fun.
Nice. Wow. How long? Okay. How long has this even been? Can I see? I don't think I can. Oh wait, I can in the fucking thing. Let's see.
Like how long the stream's been going?
Yeah.
37 minutes, says YouTube.
Wow. That was so fast. I don't know. Fuck. I really thought this would take longer. It's fine that it didn't. It's fine that it didn't. But, I don't know how much more I have. That was, like, a lot of the information. I don't know. Do either of you... Whether it's, like, thoughts or questions or, like, anything? I don't know. If not, it's cool. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. But if not, we can just call it. If not, we can just call it.
I didn't realize that was a steel tongue drum that Lucy was using on that last track. That's super cool.
Yeah, it is very cool. Yeah. Fucking loved it. I didn't know what it was. Like, because she didn't tell me what it was when she sent it over to me. And I was like, what even is that? Like, like, the keys or whatever it is you did. Like, those are beautiful and you're a musical wizard. And she was like, oh yeah, thanks, they're tongue drums. And she sent me a photo. They're like small ones. So they're like, and they just happen to be in the key of the song, which is crazy coincidence. But yeah. Yeah, that was super fun. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Again, really well captured. That was like a really good recording.
Cool.
It was really easy to make sound good.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my god, that's very sweet of you to say. Thank you. Wow. I mean, I'm pretty sure... I don't know. According to my phone, there's 2 people in the chat, but I'm pretty sure one of them is me watching the stream, so I can see the chat.
The other one's me.
Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Sarah's here. Wow, she just said, hey, how are you, Sarah? Did you, like, just get here? Or is this you, like, alerting me of your presence? Because we just did a whole ass stream. But I love you for showing up. That's amazing. There's probably a bit of a delay.
Yeah, it looks like it takes a few seconds.
Yeah.
Stream delays so they can't stream Sniper Discord.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's funny. It's okay that you're late. We did literally just do a whole ass stream though. and I'm like starting to run on empty. Like, I just said all of the things that I could possibly say about it, I think. I don't know. I mean, like, we could talk about tour, but like,
The tour was fun.
Yeah, tour was very fun. I just don't know what to say about it beyond like, it was fun, and I fucking sold all the physical copies of my EP that there were, and I still have to make more. I think I have more tapes now, but I have to like make more CDs now. So that's gonna be a whole thing. But yeah, huge success.
You sold all the physicals day 2, right? Like, it was 3-day tours.
No, before we even got to Berkeley, it was crazy. I showed up in Berkeley and I was like, yeah, sorry, you can check out my Bandcamp. Go order one on Bandcamp. I am so sorry. But yeah, it was cool. The Berkeley show was cool too, because I'd never played there before, and like, I got to hang out with people that I don't get to see a lot, and like, meet some new people, and it was just, I don't know, it was a really nice, like, intimate show. I didn't even care that I didn't really get paid, because, like, nice experience, like, like, I already had my Amtrak ticket, it was fine, I had a way home, I didn't need to get paid. But yeah, gosh, that might be it. Wow, okay. I mean, yeah, I guess that's it. I guess we can call it. I'm gonna end the stream before leaving the chat. But yeah, so I don't know, man. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out and chatting with me, you two. I very much appreciate it. I'm also very happy that y'all are both in this server now. Like, that's pretty cool. I appreciate you both for that. So yeah, I was going to do, like, I was gonna have this series of streams take place over, like, a series of a couple weeks, but life has kind of just been kicking my ass lately, so I was like, just gonna do it with both of them and do one stream and call it good. So, I don't know if I'm gonna do any more of these, at least, like, in terms of, oh, fuck. Okay, cool, I'm back. At least in terms of, like, I don't know. Someone would have to give me an idea, because I don't know what else to say about this EP. I have been going so hard on the promo, it's a little ridiculous. Like, honestly, I'm trying to, like, post TikToks, and it's hard, because it's like, what can I even say? Like, I have said everything. But, it's fine. Anyway. So yeah, fuck, man. Yeah, thank you guys both for hanging out. Thank you to everyone in the YouTube chat. Yeah, I'll just end the stream.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, y'all.